Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome in to one of my favorite days of the year. It's kind of like a holiday for me, for sure. Talking about not St. Patrick's Day for the Irish or Columbus Day for the Italians. I'm talking about 5/8/77, May 8th, 1977. On this day, the Grateful Dead played what is arguably the greatest concert in history. Superlative much, but I think so. Barton Hall, Ithaca, New York, Cornell University, and people are still talking about the show. It'll be 50 years next year. They did a recreation a few years back when Bobby was still alive. It's fascinating. It's our holiday. It's 5/8/77, a day that all deadheads celebrate. Let's get after it. Maybe. I was going to try. There it is. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Our background is a bootleg of 5/8/77. Happy Deadhead Day. Yes, it is Deadhead Day. I don't know if it's officially a holiday or not, but it is for me. 5/8/77, Ithaca, New York, Cornell University. I don't know. I say arguably the best concert in history. Certainly within the Grateful Dead community, very well known and argued as the premier example of the Grateful Dead. And for me, what's extra exciting about this is it happened right there at Cornell University, about an hour up the road from me, and in the same town where I went to school, over on the other hill where the dummies go to school. Just kidding, I'm no dummy. Ithaca College, across the hill from Cornell University. I've been in Barton Hall many times during my college days, and love Ithaca, New York, if you ever have a chance to get there. But this is it. This is it. And I'm going to be making lots of connections today between 5/8/77, Grateful Dead at Barton Hall, Ithaca, New York, to what we talk about all the time here on Kindness Rising. Absolutely. Absolutely. Things like going live, things like building a community. Hello, who did that better than the Grateful Dead? Built a community that's lasting 60 plus years long and just continues to grow and expand, and doing it in innovative ways that buck the trends, that were subversive in some ways, but in many ways just doing their thing. Absolutely. I think one of the most misunderstood things in modern media is this: people don't actually remember the content as much as they remember the experiences and the feelings. And that's why concerts like 5/8/77 matter. Communities like Deadheads and parking lots matter. Live moments together matter, and shared emotions matter. And honestly, it's one of the reasons why live interactions feels increasingly important right now, because AI can generate infinite content, but humans still crave participation. We want presence, unpredictability, shared moments, and emotional connection. And that's why certain experiences become legendary, not because they were technically perfect. Listen to 5/8/77. There's lots of squeaks, blips, and blops, but because people felt something together. Welcome, welcome. We are the eyes of the world this morning here at Kindness Rising. I am glad you guys showed up. If you're a deadhead or if you're not, come on, get involved in the chat. Talk about What live experiences have moved you? What energy have you felt from being together? Shared community, live experience. Yes, yes, yes. That is it. What is happening? We've got the Scarlet Begonias, Fire on the Mountain, 25 minutes, the entire length of the show. One jam, Scarlet Fire, is going to be this entire show. That's what the Grateful Dead are known for. But yeah, I don't know. I am interested from my friends out there. How is it sounding with this music in the background? Is it too much? Is it not enough? You let me know. But there's also probably a lot of people out there that have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. 5877. What is this? What does it mean? Why does it matter? What are you talking about? Cornell University, Ithaca, New York, May 8th, 1977. The Grateful Dead and the Legion of Deadheads appear on Cornell campus, and out of thousands of Grateful Dead concerts, this one has become the mythological one. Some debate. I don't think there's a debate whether it's the greatest Grateful Dead show ever performed. And here is its proof. It's proof. I think it was 2017. I don't remember the year exactly. This recording of this concert has become so culturally significant that it was added to the Library of Congress National Recording Registry. Think about it for a second. A live concert bootleg from a little gymnasium in Ithaca, New York, has become part of the American historical preservation. Hopefully, it'll be preserved for a long time. And honestly, that says something really important about human beings. One more Saturday night. Yep. They encore. Sully, thank you, buddy. They encore with that. We can play it. I'll play it for you. I'll play the version from 5877. That was the encore on 5877. One more Saturday night. Yep, check it out if you have a chance. I highly recommend that. Again, not getting paid for this stuff. There is an app out there if you like live music, especially in the vein of the Grateful Dead. It's called Re-Listen, R-E-Listen. And it's got a lot of the Grateful Dead shows, a lot of different recordings. The Grateful Dead are known to have been very liberal and open to people recording their music, putting it out there. That's why the tapers suggested. I still remember the day that a friend of mine, a guy I met in college, shared with me on his double cassette deck. It took three cassettes back and front to properly record this concert. And we sat in his dorm room and we hung out and we sat and listened to the whole thing as it recorded over. And we just hung out, and I got 3 cassette tapes with this. It was legendary concert. That's my story connected to 5877. I was 5 years old when the concert happened. And I don't think, Mom, I know I appreciate you out there, but I don't think you were traveling up to Ithaca to see the Dead. That's okay. Bring me along. Trust me, I guarantee there were a lot of other 5-year-olds in the audience that day. That's part of the Grateful Dead mystique. But yeah. Anyway, I'm totally sidetracking because I can just go on and on and on and on. Absolutely. Counterculture. Jess, I appreciate you. Growth and hence a treasure. Nation's growth. Absolutely. I'm very interested to see what's going to emerge out of this time that we're in right now. The turmoil that we're in, it's already starting to happen. I know, it feels very much like what I would imagine things felt like in the 60s to me. Where there's so much tension and music and culture starting to evolve out of it. I know Jesse Wells, as an example, feels like a modern day, perhaps Joan Baez or Bob Dylan. Wow, I am really off track. That's what happens. I start listening to the improvisational stylings of the Grateful Dead, and I started improvising. Oops. No, that's my inspiration. Thank you all for joining here on Kindness Rising. I'm sure you remembered it. Earliest one I can remember is 4. 4 what? I don't remember what you're talking about there, Sully, but that's okay. People over there describe this concert, 5877, as spiritual. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you can see there's been books written about the concert. There have been people obviously have websites and experiences. And this is the point of what I am trying to get to, which was the connection here is that this concert, I talked about it. I got a tape in a dorm room in Ithaca, New York, in the early '90s of it. Um, this concert became legendary before social media existed. It didn't require posts, snaps, TikToks, Instas, or even going live on YouTube and LinkedIn like I like to do. It didn't require that. It was tape trading, word of mouth, community storytelling, human human recommendation systems, people meeting up in parking lots, people meeting up at shows in places, wherever they went and sharing and taping things. I remember I was never a huge taper, but I did have a nice collection. And I started to evolve my technology. I started burning CDs. So I have a crap ton of burnt Grateful Dead shows that are all out there on re-listen and other places too right now. But I went through the entire media cycle with it. But the beauty was when we were right in that in-between time. This is my story. My right in between time when your car had both a CD deck and a CD player and a cassette deck in it. Remember that? Remember that? Yeah, that happened. I would have both. And I had my collections of CDs. And as I would burn my CDs, I would take the tapes that I had. I wish I had kept the cassettes. I would take the tapes that I had and I would give them away. And I'd give them away as secrets. What I would do is I would drive around. I'd have tapes in my car. And if I saw cars in parking lots with Grateful Dead stickers or people with things, I would just hand them a tape or put it on their windshield. That was my little thing. That was my way of getting rid of my collection and spreading the love. Yeah, that's part of the story. It's part of 4 years of age. I got it. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh, now you got it. Now I see what you're saying, Sully. Understood. Anyway, out there, we are listening as they have just transitioned from Scarlet Begonias into Fire in the Mountain. Let's listen to a little Jerry while I have a sip of coffee, and then we're going to talk about even more about the Dead and some of the innovations that are still happening around the Grateful Dead. All right. 5. Whoa. I'm getting all choked up about it. Oh, that's such a wonderful message, Jess. I'm going to throw that one out there. It is true. Welcomed by strangers, handing out kindness and belonging, willing to be receptive to everyone. Hey, there's no such thing as utopia. There's no such thing as perfection. But within that Dead community, and especially at shows like that, there is a feeling of welcoming from strangers. Absolutely, a feeling of community if you open yourself to it. Of course, there's dark sides to everything, and there's crap that goes on at Dead shows, in the lots, in the shows that nobody cares for. A lot of people don't care for. But that's the way life is. The vast majority and the purpose of the Grateful Dead, the vast majority of the people who follow and the purpose of the Grateful Dead continues. peace, community, connection, music, freedom, creativity, expression, connection. I think I already said it. So that's what it's really all about. Absolutely. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to shift gears a little bit. The entire show is going to be Grateful Dead oriented. So if you don't like the Dead and you don't like me hear me yakking about the Dead, maybe this isn't the show for you. But maybe you'll learn a thing or two too. If you stick around, say hello in the chat. I appreciate all of you coming out today on the Ultimate Fandom Friday for me. I love that it landed on a Friday. 5877. I know I spend the entire day. I'll just be, the concert is 4 hours long, 4 hours, something like that, 3 hours and 52 minutes, insane. It'll just be playing in the background all day long for me, for sure. But here's the thing about the Dead and what it connects to what we're doing on the show here. They invented pieces of the modern internet before most people even owned a computer. What? In the 70s and 80s, the music industry operated on the idea of scarcity. Protect the recordings, control the distribution, limit access, jack up the prices to get access. And then along came the Dead, and they said, yeah, you can tape our concerts. Jerry Garcia famously said, once I make the music, it's no longer mine, which I think is a beautiful thing to say. It's yours to have. But at the time, that was just absolutely insane to think about from a business perspective. But the Dead, no, we're going to create a section for people who want to tape so they can get good sound and they can have some respect and their microphones can have room. People have traveled around with microphones, traded those tapes. Yes, and they were a kindness-powered underground network, and I participated in that kindness-powered underground network. It was a connection. It was an identity. I still drive down the road. If I see a Steely or a Dancing Bear on a car, I beep, I wave, I thumbs up, whatever I can do, because that's what it is. No algorithms, no monetization strategy, not engagement hacking or influencing, just community. And that's what I love about the Grateful Dead personally. And then there's this. The innovation continues. The Dead, the recordings, and the way they look at their material. This is the idea. These are the ideas that landed them in the Library of Congress. Library of Commerce. Yeah, maybe probably the same thing. Holroyd, what's up? Good morning, Adam. I'm glad you're here. Welcome into 5877, our celebration of the Grateful Dead on the 49th anniversary of arguably the greatest concert in music history. I know that's an exaggeration coming from a very biased point of view, but argued within the Grateful Dead community, at least, as the greatest concert that the Dead ever performed, for sure. All right. Here's the thing. The Grateful Dead, they did all that stuff, and they're still innovating. In just last month, they announced there's a new platform. That's what I'm looking for. A streaming service, the largest tape transfer project in rock history, Play Dead. Play Dead is launching with more than 400 concerts, including 20 previously unreleased vault recordings. It's something they've tried to do before, but the quality was never there. Now with current technology, Dave Lemieux, who is the current keeper of the Grateful Dead materials, their archivist, is working with Rhino Records and going to put that out there. It's actually through the Nugsnet streaming. If anybody knows about Nugsnet, there's a lot. Honestly, there are lots of services out there. There's Nugs.net, great stuff out there, streaming video and live. There's tons of stuff on YouTube, obviously. But this Play Dead perk, this Play Dead curated selections, not just the shows. Re-listen, which I'm listening to right now. This app, I'm just curious how many Grateful Dead shows are on Re-listen. 2,080 shows. Re-listen app has 2,080 shows. Various forms, various what's the word I'm looking for? Quality levels. Some right off the soundboard, others from in the audience. They have 2,000. But what Lemieux is doing, Lemieux takes the Dead shows and he remasters them and he makes the sound pristine, not all staticky, like taped from the middle of a concert. And now he's making it digital. Now they're making it digital. They were releasing CDs on the regular, box sets, live streams, individual shows. Now it's going to be a service. Play Dead is part of the nugs.net. That's kind of cool. But that's the innovation. That's the innovation that I'm talking about, that the Grateful Dead care about. Absolutely. And that coming right around to the Mornings in the Lab. That's what we're doing. We're not just creating content, we're creating conversations, we're creating connections, live interactions and shared moments, people building relationships in real time, just like I'm doing with Jess. Thank you so much. I know, you can tell, right? You can tell when somebody loves something. You just can't. And I feel it. I feel it today. I woke up feeling it. Whatever it is, cosmic kind of thing. So thanks, Jess. I appreciate you. But here's the thing. We live in an era where AI can generate as much music as you want. Hey, trust me, I love it. I love going out on Suno and creating music in different styles and playing with things and being a maestro or whatever. But you could never recreate this. Not the music, the feeling, the community, the connection that happened here. Just like you can't recreate what we do every day, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, and what Keith and John do at 8, and what Jason Hewlett did yesterday, and Sarah Barnes. That's the point. That's what we're building here at Mornings in the Lab, is this kind of thing built on this very same spirit. Very same spirit, showing up live, imperfect conversations and communities. Just like the Grateful Dead. They didn't build a band, they built an ecosystem, and that's what we're building here. Yep. Building an ecosystem, a true ecosystem. The Deadheads around a band. Yeah, there's fans. It was just a different. I mean, sure, there was Beatlemania before it, and there were certainly Elvis Presley fans, but nobody built a community like the Grateful Dead did, and still do. 60 plus years later, an ecosystem. And we're just getting started here at Mornings in the Lab, building our ecosystem, and each one of you that is out there is part of it. Turns out the future sometimes looks a lot like a parking lot in Ithaca, New York, Barton Hall, 1977. Community together, building it together. Absolutely. All right. I've gotten way off track. And because I don't ever want to forget the mission of Kindness Rising, I am going to do this. I'm going to talk about an organization. I got to get it in. It's not because I'm trying to squeak it in. It's part of my dedication. Oh, we're coming to the end. I know the end. I just know this music so well. We're 25 minutes into the show because this is the end of a 25-minute jam right here. Anyway, the organization, of course, the organization that I'm talking about is Rex Foundation. Rex Foundation, created by the Grateful Dead in 1983 as a way to support grassroots community organizations, creative projects, environmental causes, education, and people doing meaningful work that might otherwise get overlooked. And that's one of the most fascinating parts of the Dead story, right? Sometimes people look at the dead and they only see concerts, tie-dyes, parking lot, weed, all the stuff that people associate both good and bad, dirty hippies, whatever you want to call us, that's fine. Underneath all of it, though, is what matters: the actual culture of community support. Something much bigger than entertainment, built on an ecosystem. That's what the Rex Foundation does, and it's reflected in their philosophy. The creativity, kindness, and human connection should create ripple effects beyond the stage itself. Ripple in Stillwater with Jerry. The goal isn't just attention. The goal is building communities where good things multiply outwards. I wonder where Kindness Rising got their inspiration, and Uncommon Kindness has our inspiration to multiply kindness and unlock growth for good people doing good work. Sounds a little bit like the Rex Foundation, a little bit like what the Grateful Dead have done and the influence that their work has had on me personally. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate everyone who's come out and hung out here as we're winding down. I was going to go into a whole thing about Guest Engine and about what we're building. I would just say this: go to guestengine.live, guestengine.live, and check it out. If you want to build an authority page, you want to be indexed by AI and be seen, and be part of the Mornings in the Lab network that's building in the spirit of the Grateful Dead. That's it. That's it right there. That's at least what I'm building, the spirit I'm building in here, along with Keith and the rest of the crew, Melissa and Jimmy. This is what I bring to the table, that spirit. Absolutely. And here's the thing. I may have said this already, but I'm going to say it again. Creators who win in the future, the creators who win in the future won't just be content producers. They're going to be community builders. And honestly, the Grateful Dead figured that out decades ago. Decades ago. Thank you so much. It's a strange trip, Wonder Adri. Thank you so much. Wonder, I can't read your name. I apologize. I'm glad you wandered into this, and I'm glad your father loved the Grateful Dead, and hopefully that that spirit continues in you. I promise you it does, if you really, really did enjoy that. So absolutely. God bless you. Good luck, Wonder. Join the channel. Come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. for a dose of positivity and connection, sometimes about the Grateful Dead. Today is a special day, 5/8/77 commemorative date. 49 years. Well, a year from now, I'll probably be sitting right in the same stool doing the 50-year dance with you and everybody else out there in Kindness Rising Land. So thank you for joining me today on this special day. It's my St. Patrick's Day. It's my Columbus Day. It's my, maybe not 4th of July. That might be a little bit exaggerating. But what I identify with is the Grateful Dead. I identify very closely. And so on a day like today, 5/8/77, or 5/8/26, I'm honoring 5/8/77 with this last little bit, the Kindness Compass. A few quick thoughts to carry you into your weekends. Experiences outlive content. People remember how those moments felt. Community is going to create longevity. Shared meaning is going to scale further than any fancy marketing plan. Absolutely. And consistency is going to create that mythology. Showing up repeatedly matters, and certainly the Grateful did that. And lastly, and most importantly, what we're doing right here, even though we're doing it digitally, human connection still wins. Even in an AI world, human connection wins, and that's what we're building here at Mornings in the Lab. Absolutely. We're remembering feelings, belongings, connections, and shared experiences every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m., to make sure that certain moments never fade away. Thank you all for joining me here on Kindness Rising. Now get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, where they're going to continue some kind of conversation. I saw the conversation. I forgot what the topic was, but that's okay. Come hang out with me. We're not fading away. We're going to keep on going. Nothing left to do but smile, smile, smile. So go on. Go create something. Be human. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'll see you on Monday morning, 7:30 a.m. And until then, stay uncommon and stay kind. Have a great day, everyone.